Hey, what's going on, guys? Today's daily gem is one that is going to be a lot of fun to share with you guys. So my question for you guys is, how many times do you get blasted with Facebook ads on a daily basis and the ad creative is so bad and so overused, you're like, what is this person thinking? And then you click on it just for giggles, you click on it and the comments are just people bashing the hell out of the ad and calling the person out for being just a terrible marketer. You know, it's crazy. So it was funny. I was waiting for my wife to get out of the shower to go out to dinner last night to our in-laws, and I'm scrolling through my Facebook feed and I see this ad and I was like, this is absolutely brilliant. And so I want to share with you what the ad looks like, because it completely stopped me in my tracks and it was one of the best ad creatives I've seen in a long time. But before I show you this, I want you to think about something for a second. I want you to ask yourself, is it social media that doesn't work because you're not getting great conversion, you're not getting any return on your investment, you're spending thousands of dollars on ads and and nothing is ever happening. Nothing is ever coming out of it. The problem is it's not social media that doesn't work. I think the one thing you need to do is check yourself and ask yourself, what's my creative look like? Right? Because there's no tactic that's going to help bad creative. Just like there's no venture capitalist that's going to help a bad product or service. So when I hear people say, well, I tried social media ads, it just doesn't work. If I had $1 for every time I heard that, I would have my yacht in Fort Lauderdale by now. And it's not, so I asked them, let's take a look at your creative. And so when I look at their creative, it's mediocre at best. It's very dry. It's very vanilla. It doesn't evoke emotion. It's not making me laugh. It's not making me mad. It's not doing anything. It's just there. It's just blah. It's overused. So when I saw this ad yesterday, I said, boom, this is what I'm talking about. So let me just make sure you guys can see my screen. All right, cool. This is what I'm talking about. So this comes over through my Facebook feed, and I'm like, bam. The headline is, do you have webinar face? You're not alone, hashtag webinar face. And then look at this creative. It's so simple. It's so simple. It's this guy with a funny looking face. Are your webinars painful to watch? Again, I said this in previous content where sometimes we don't know what we don't know when it comes to creative. Not everybody can be witty and catchy and off the cuff, with their creative. And I get that. That's why you got to hire a creative. That's why you hire somebody that has those characteristics to help you move your marketing, move your branding, move your messaging to the next level. So looking at this ad, there's nothing to it. Are your webinars painful to watch? How many of you guys put out a webinar which you thought was the best thing since sliced bread, yet nobody showed up to it? Maybe 10, 12 people showed up to it out of 100, and you're like, well, I'm going to do it anyway because it's awesome and I put a lot of time and effort into it, and and you just go on and it just falls on deaf ears, right? So webinar face affects thousands every day. So fun. Like when I saw this, I was hysterical. I was like, this is the content that connects. This is the branding that connects. And so it's not just, when I say creative, guys, I'm not talking about the design. I'm talking about the overall message. I'm talking about the way it looks. I am talking about some of that design aspect, but most importantly, the message is key. So look at this ad. There's nothing to it. Do you have webinar face? Piques curiosity. What's webinar face? You're not alone. Okay, so I feel connected. I feel like I'm part of a community now. What do you mean I'm not alone? Hashtag webinar face. And then webinar face affects thousands every day. And then you click it, goes to a blog post, and boom, they got you. That's what I'm talking about when it comes to great creative and great branding. It evoked an emotion. It stopped me dead in my tracks. And I was like, bam, completely relatable. And I was like, why isn't more people doing this? Why? Because they don't know what they don't know. And if you're going to continue to do the same things over and over and over again with your branding, you're going to get the same results over and over and over again. Sean Whalen said something to me the other day, which stuck with me. He said, if you want radical change, you have to do radical things, right? And if that means you have to get somebody that's creative, witty, and catchy and off the cuff, then that's what you get. And I said yesterday, you know the answers to your questions, but you just decide that you don't want to do them. You just don't want to do them. So that's my challenge for you guys today is don't blame social media for not working. Blame your creative. Look at your creative and question that. Gary Vee said this on Saturday. He had this guy in the back. A guy asked the question, same thing. Spent a whole bunch of money on social media. Now it worked at first, and now it doesn't work anymore. And they're quitting social media ads because they're not getting the ROI. When I looked at the Instagram page, it was wild to see that the creative looked like something built out of Microsoft Paint. Like, I can't trust that. And it had no relevancy at all. Not that I was his target market, but it was just pictures. It didn't evoke anything. It was just pictures of cars. And there was nothing captivating about it. There was nothing compelling about it. And guys, here's the deal. When you're putting out your branding, it's 90% entertainment and 10% business. If you can understand that, you're going to win. This ad that I just showed you was completely entertaining, and it piqued my interest. It got my attention, and it got me to click. That's what I'm talking about when it comes to great creative. So hope you got some value out of this, guys. Please drop some comments, like it, share it, help somebody stop spending tremendous amounts of time, energy, and money on tactics and strategy that they think is going to pull them ahead when they need to step back and focus on the creative, because the creative is going to drive everything else. So have an awesome day, guys, and I'll catch you on the next Daily Gem.